everybody. We must be one. Everybody. We must be one.
Welcome to the Hughes Roundtable, everybody. Today I'm here with my dad, and we're just going to talk a little bit about his upbringing, what it's like to be a dreamer, and a couple of other questions that I know will be fun. So we're going to get right into it. Dad, I would consider you a dreamer.
Okay.
And first I just want to talk about, what would you say is your creative process? Like, I know some people, dreams come to them at night, during the day, like you can just be walking. Other people get ideas from other people, seeing others do their work. And then how do you go about implementing your ideas?
Well, earlier, when I was younger, I thought I knew what dreams were and what to do with them and all of that type of stuff. I just love music. My life just centered around music because one of the reasons why is because it got me out of a lot of stuff that I didn't want to be in. Music took me out of poverty. And then as I got older, I just kept thinking, what can I do to better myself and to get myself out of ruts and all of that. So earlier it was me just going on the flim-flam. Whatever sticks, whatever works, because I was a nomad and all of that. I was, man.
Yeah.
I was all over the place. I was a nomad. They weren't focused. I always believed I could do anything. I was a self-motivator. So tie that into me dreaming and all of that. That's when, now I'm coming full circle now, it's God ordained and it just goes whatever. A lot of times I don't sleep. So I pull dreams from everywhere. Mostly I match them up with my gifts, because I believe that people got all kinds of gifts. So that's what happens. They come from everywhere. But I'm just so fearless to believe that I could do anything. It's dangerous doing that, but I feel that way I won't be jealous or envious or anything like that. So I pull down, I try to read a lot and all that, and I just match it up with hey, maybe I might be able to do that. I'm dreaming, and I love to see things come to fruition. Yeah, so I just pull them from anywhere.
Same.
Yeah,
I probably got that from you.
And then the creative process get to going. I just believe that your juices get to going, and you see, I like to work on things. I like to fix things. I like all of that, and I just like to pull stuff out of me to see what I can do. I just always been that way. I've always read biographies. I was telling your mother that yesterday. I love biographies. How in the world did you do what you did? How did you get to where you were at? One of the best biographies I've ever read was Sidney Poitier. I read his biography. But one thing that sticks out about me with Sidney Poitier, he don't like to kill bugs.
I've never known that. That's an interesting fact.
I said, okay, you don't like to kill bugs. Why you don't like to kill bugs? And then as I kept on living, I understood what he meant by, there's a purpose. Bugs have purposes.
True.
Now they ain't got to be around you.
Right. What do
you
you do
going
with
out
them?
there and do your purpose.
Right.
Going out there and do your purpose. So that's where that came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Along that line, do you ever overthink dreams?
Yeah.
Or have you ever thought yourself out of doing something? I know I do that all the time, and we're too complete. We think the same. I think like you, but personality-wise, you're the go-getter, and I'm the think my way in or out of a situation. It's either hit or miss. So have you ever thought yourself out of doing something?
I have. And that would be, and that's normal. That's normal for a female to be that way. I love to tell you that all the time. Manage your mind, manage that mind, but and think positive about yourself. And yes, like I told you when I was much younger, I used to give myself headaches. Uh, some people would say, "Well, that's impossible." No, it's
Yeah.
not.
No.
I thought because I was by myself a lot, and I thought a lot, uh, and I just would give myself headaches. You just sitting there thinking about something over and over. I still do that a little bit now that I've learned, you know. But you know, when you see so much
Mhm.
and you're exposed to so much, and you're able to filter the good and the bad and take the good and run with it, and it's so much coming at you, you have to self filter it.
Yeah.
So yes, I have. I've thought myself out of a lot of stuff because you know I play college football and I'm small. You know, I'm 5'7". You know, and I played cornerback. Never played cornerback before. Uh, you know, I was on the line, 5'7" on the line. Pretty good. I did pretty good on defense. You know, so that just sums up how I am. But yeah, I do it all the time. But now it's a little better now for me because I know my purposes. And notice I said purposes. Yeah. So yeah, all the time. So you just gotta learn yourself, learn your thinking process, and you find out that all kind of processes are okay. They
Yeah.
are. They're okay. Just because you think it, that don't mean you gotta do it. So I
That's
don't
true.
do. I try to stay in my lane and be
Yeah.
aware of my surroundings and be aware of. I still look at other things and be like, me personally. This is me speaking. I ain't trying to criticize nobody or nothing like that. But I'll be like, it don't look like you in your lane.
Right. It's
And
easy to tell.
yeah, and
It
I don't want
happens
to
all
be
the time.
that person. And
Yeah.
I like to slow things down and think things through and then boom, go get it. Because I'm gonna tell you something about dreams. Once you get in the business of doing dreams, it's it's like a whirlwind tornado.
It is.
It's one of the most beautiful feelings in the world. You know, this is that stuff that gives you life and
Right.
energy.
Passion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would consider you a go getter. I think you're an ambitious, risk taking person for the
Mm-hmm.
most part. Is there anything hard or growing up? I'm speaking when I wrote this question, I was thinking of you moving to California.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything hard about being a go getter that was challenging for you? Did you feel like you lost anything by going after what you want?
No, I don't. I used to feel that way because you know, you had to tell me at a young age. That's why me and you be connecting. You know, because I asked you why you think this and that, and you said that I was frustrated, and it never dawned on me of why I was. I'm glad you did that because I took it to heart. I listened to you. Man, you was probably about 14, 15 years
I
old.
do remember that. Yeah.
You know, you know, out of the mouth of babes, you know, and I was like, well, I don't want to be that. And things, you know, this is that good fear.
Mhm.
You are fearful of. You've seen regretful people.
Mhm.
I don't want to be in
Yeah.
regret. I don't care if I fail. I don't care. I don't care. The
Goals.
beauty is going after something that you want because if you get a long life, you know, this is that stuff
Mhm.
that makes you feel like you're alive and pushes you and when depression and sadness and all that comes along, you know, this is that stuff,
Yeah.
man, that okay, you did all of what. See, you don't have to be envious or jealous of nobody. I'm like, shoot, boom, boom, boom. Then this helps you encourage people and motivate people and support people, other people's dreams.
Yeah.
See, so you basically got an insulation inside of you to where anything that was put into your heart, your desires, you went after them, and that shields you as you get older.
Yeah.
It blocks out bitterness. It blocks out all that stuff. See, a lot of stuff is simple, man. If you know, but if you in tune with yourself, you know, yeah, I'm ambitious, but I don't necessarily, you know, I try to be balanced, and I try to be like one of the big things of going after stuff is, uh, listen, I got a family.
Yeah.
I got a daughter that I love and care about. I got a wife that I love and care about, and y'all are important to me. So one of the things that happens with dreams, people sell out, and they quit jobs and all that, and they go
Yeah.
after the dream. I said, well, that's cool, but I gotta figure out something else because that wasn't my thing. I had a child and I was married, so I couldn't really do that unless y'all came along with me. But as I got older, I learned that you need to tell people about your dreams to see if they down with your dreams,
It's true.
so they won't jack your dreams up. And plus, as I've always, I've always been a person that wants to bring people along with me. Been
Yeah.
that way. When I moved to California, I tried to move people in my family out to California with me. They had other stuff that was dragging them down. 3 people I tried to bring out. They flew, drove, and all that, but they all went back because that was my dream. You know, had an apartment ready for them and everything else. You know, but hey,
Yeah.
you know, that's how that worked out. You know,
It happens.
so that's what I do.
You do
Yeah.
it well.
So, and I don't allow things to get in my way because I believe I'm a channel. If that dream don't work, now I ain't nitpicking to see what working all that. I ain't like that. What happens, like for instance, let's just use what we're doing now, the podcast. I had labored with this for a year and a half.
You did.
Didn't know nothing. I love, for whatever reason, I love getting into stuff and finding out while I'm in it,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the authenticity and the real and all of that. So, you know, I was fearful. I didn't want to live in regret. And thank God, because I'm not.
Nope. It's working out very well. I feel like, when people ask you what you want to be or what do you want to do with your life, I'm sure other creatives feel this way too, but there's like a million things I want to do, and they're not exactly all in the same field per se.
Mhm.
Like, I enjoy media and the media industry, but I also want to do things that would be along the lines of philanthropy
Yeah.
and humanitarian work and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So do you, I'm sure you do, because I probably got this from you too, but do you see your dreams as something that are all connected, or do you see them as things that individually have their own purpose? Like, is there one underlying factor
Hey.
between all of your dreams?
Yeah, I do. My personality is bring everybody with you. Bring everybody with you and see and deal with that right there, because you need people.
Yeah, you do.
You need people, and also my dream for people to work it out, work your craft out, and trust yourself that it is going to get better.
Yeah.
Listen, and like we used to talk when you was 14 and 15 years old, do all of it. Find the one you would do without getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Find the one that you love. Many people, look at the world you're living in. Many people do all sorts of stuff. First and foremost, let's realize what we are. We are creative people. So if you're a creative person, more times than not, it's up to you to find out what's in you.
Yeah.
You ain't got to worry about nobody else. You know, in my experience, this is what I go through. I don't care what they ask you, what you want to do. Some people are sincere. Some people aren't. Some people are nosy. tomatoes,
true.
tomato. But
Yeah.
everything, and I've told you this always, 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 and I've walked this out and found out that it's all up to you.
At the end of the day.
Irregardless of what you do or what you come up with, it's all up to you at the end of the day. You can have hundreds and hundreds of stuff to do, but when you add somebody in it, they'll say, you don't need to be doing that. You don't need to do that. Be careful about telling people about everything
No.
that you're doing.
Don't tell them.
You know,
They'll steal your idea.
because you gotta work your thing out. Your thing
Yeah.
is your thing. Because and at the same time, a lot of times back in the day, people didn't know how to work their thing out, and people took their gifts and used them. Matter of fact, they used them better than the person who had the gift. They
Yeah.
used it worse. Well, won't you make this money? Won't you make this money? So shut everything out. Shut everything out. Shut everything and everybody out. Focus, 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 and then go. you know, if you want to do this that way, the thing of the day is creative control.
Yeah.
And you can do that if you want to, but you still need people to have creative control. So you gotta manage that, manage the business aspect of it, manage yourself. Yes. It's a lot to deal with. So after a while, when you're young, the Bible tells us to do everything in your youth when you got all that energy.
Yeah.
And all that type of stuff. And then you can live on all your dreams and stuff as you get older. I love being around older people who have one after, and we've met and seen all kinds of older, prosperous, moving people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when people retire, that's it. They either die or and one of the things that keep you alive is your spirit inside you. You have so much unction and you're rambunctious still at a late age, and boom, there that is. That's it.
My next question is loaded. However you take this and want to answer it is up to you. But I'm a female, so I don't really know how this works out but I do believe that there's something with men that happens to the point where you take on, both women and men have like this moment where you have these responsibilities, and now you're moving into that point where you're not a child anymore. You think like an adult. You live like an adult. So
that's a good question.
How would you say that you became a man? Or
I come out.
You just were.
I come out.
This goes along with you just being this go-getter type of person, which is just amazing to me, because once you do something, it's done. Like there's no but you were so independent. So I'm just wondering, was there a moment where you were like, I'm here, I've arrived? Or was there a moment where you were like comfortable in who you were or sure of yourself?
And sometimes
it just was that way.
No, it's a lot of mistakes. Yeah, you wisdom. I love wisdom, and wisdom doesn't come. Wisdom comes by living and learning. You learn from everything you did. I was, I had to do a lot of stuff. I did. I just had to do a lot of stuff at an early age. I had been on my own at an early age, and I had to do a lot of stuff, and I made a bundle of mistakes. They're kind of slowing down now. I don't think you ever arrive. You're just doing life. And people, that's going to be just a little plug. That will be an episode, just doing life. And that's how that all happened. They say when you take on responsibilities, and I believe this is true, when you are dependable, you got integrity, and you honest, You take on responsibilities for other people and for yourself. You take on. That's what age don't make a female or a male. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
it is the responsibility that you have. Are you taking care of you and yours and your business? You know, I was a late father at 27. That's kind of late coming from where I came from. And your mom was 28, 29, considering. So I had a lot of experience with me, the world, growing up before you came along, and before I was able to make a lot of mistakes without damaging a lot of people, which is good. All I had was myself and your mother. So I was able to do and get out there. They call us on your wild oats. And mine was worse than wild oats.
That is crazy. That is a crazy
that
saying.
saying is old as all get out. So that's what I did. I always tried, because it was a lot I had to deal with.
Yeah.
At a young age, I was in the Marines. So that helped a great deal. At 18 years old, you done moved to California and you done signed up for being in the military. And I tell you, they was going to throw me in jail because I wasn't good. I wasn't used to authority. So, once all that started popping off at an early age, you don't know that you're a man or a female. But once these things, you start taking care of yourself, you start paying your own bills, you start boom, 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 boom. You start doing all that. You start managing yourself. You're pretty balanced mentally and physically, then you tell you are a female or, a woman or a man.
Right.
You have to before anybody else do. Take the freaking initiative. It's your life.
Right.
I mean, for God's sakes.
Right.
You have to sit around and tell somebody that you a man now. What?
That's interesting because I just feel like culturally, different cultures have moments where they celebrate your 13 now, or different. I know Latino cultures do that. The Jewish people do that. I can't think of any other culture, but that's interesting. That I believe that it's true.
Well, you take ownership of your life,
right?
Because can't nobody live it. And number one, ain't nobody gonna die
for you. No.
When you die, you die.
It's gone.
They ain't dying with you, for the most part. Now,
that's true.
For the most part. So, that's how I live. I want to be successful in all that I do, and when success comes around, I want to be able to see it. So I try to keep my mind clear, try to keep my juices flowing. You notice that a lot of older people, they want to keep their mind working, so they keep their mind working. They do a lot of crossword puzzles. So when I was younger, I never could understand that, although I loved crossword puzzles. I did. Scrabble too. I just like guessing stuff. I loved all that. So
that's cool. My last question for you is,
man, it do go by fast.
I asked Mom this too. Do you have any advice for my age group? We talked a little bit about just the difference between generations. I personally don't think the older I get, I don't really think there's a huge amount of difference between generations, just because I feel like at the end of the day, we all have the same opportunities, kind of, and we're all here, we're all human. Culturally and like society-wise, we may be different, things may be more developed, but do you have any advice for the young 20-something-year-olds?
Well, since we're dealing with you, and we love you, you are only child. I don't understand that right there at all. But anyway, your mom said something interesting to me this morning, as a matter of fact, as we was watching this TV show, and you said that they don't show them going to class or none of that.
So weird.
And your mom said something real interesting. She said it's called, what it's called. We ain't going to say it.
Yeah.
It's called that they're trying to show how they are
That's true.
adults. They, you know,
Socially, it's about social.
I didn't
being
tap into
social.
that either. Yeah, they, you know, they are your age group, college age students.
It's not
And
wrong.
It's not wrong,
It's just
but you like,
one-sided.
do y'all go to class?
Yeah,
That was me and your thing. And your mom said, "Well, it's
skip
about
class
being
in a
an
heartbeat.
adult,
They was skipping class for next to nothing.
right?" So they doing everything under the sun, and they feel there is a need to show all of what your age group does. Matter of fact, they
true.
named off all the stuff that we don't like to call them. I mean, how about we work individual, get aware of yourself, make sure and line it up and get balanced out, and know that don't be secluded. Talk to a live human being, for God's sake.
It's so funny that y'all said
Please.
that this is you had the same answer as mom.
Please talk.
We do need to talk more.
It's I mean, it's no good. It's no good. Listen, y'all already secluded. Y'all already don't go outside. How in the world are you gonna know yourself if you're not put up against the world you live in?
Yeah.
You need to get aware and find out how you measure up to the world you live in mentally and physically. You know, it really, then you know, then you can go stronger. You know your strengths,
Yeah.
and you know your weaknesses. How else are you going to get to know yourself? You can no longer keep talking to yourself about yourself.
Yeah.
It's got to be measured up to somebody and someone out there.
At the
You
end of
know,
the day.
how you going to know who to be around and what friends you got to have if you don't get friends? You know, because one day things change.
Yeah.
I know the world we living in say there's no such thing as change. If you was born this way, you that way. Listen, personally, I don't believe that. That's not a good quality of life.
No.
To me.
People can change.
To me, change, you should always be changing anyway. You should always be
That's what growth is.
anyway.
Yeah.
But
adapting.
That's right.
Growing.
But if you expose yourself, like you, for instance, this is why sometimes you don't fit in a lot. It's because we done it purposefully, exposed you to the world you are living in. Costa Rica,
Yeah.
you got a passport. We don't.
Yeah.
We took you everywhere. That's why you think you are brother and sister instead of our daughter. Notice I said brother
true.
and sister, not friend.
Yeah.
Because we are the parents and you
family.
still are our daughter, you know. So we did that on purpose. That's how I learned. I was exposed. When I moved to California, I moved all up and down there. Did nothing stop me. I didn't have a vehicle. I had nothing. If I couldn't get there on a train or a subway or a bus, I walked. What you talking about? Now you talking about you walk 10 miles. No, I didn't walk 10 miles, but there were Amtrak's, buses, because I had to, because I was in the military, and I lived in Oakland, had to go to San Rafael, California, past San Francisco.
On a move.
Yeah. So that's what I would tell them. Talk, and so you can build your wisdom up, get some experience, and things like that.
Get some skin in the game. That's what you always say. We don't have skin in the game.
Get some skin in the game, man.
Just have a lot of opinions, thoughts, assumptions that either stop you from doing anything, or you already having a preconceived,
Don't you love
notions
that word?
assumptions, and all these preconceived notions of things you haven't experienced. We've experienced very little, I would say. I would still say I've experienced compared to the things I want to.
Who do you think you are to assume about somebody from a distance? Who do you think you are? And you ain't even talked to them.
That's a trap. Yeah, it's a trap.
Don't assume things. Be inviting. Open yourself up. And so you got to heighten your discernment anyway. You have to heighten it because you do have to, from afar, be like, and you could do that. you could do that. You could do that. But
Yeah.
if you never talk to nobody, you'll never know really. Because there are sheep in wolf clothing, or wolves in sheep clothing. However they say that.
Yeah.
You know, be a self-preserver and get on out there and check it out, man. It ain't, it ain't. I know what they doing. I know what they say. I know it all. So that's what I would tell them. I would tell them, gain you some life experiences, and so you can know what not to talk on, what not to criticize, what not to give your opinion, and everything else. Come on out from up amongst them. Come on here and get on out here in this world and see what this world is about. Travel. Why you ain't got no kids and all of that, do something real.
Yeah.
Do something real, man.
I agree.
But gain wisdom though, and get some understanding. And everything ain't about you. Don't be no elitist and act privileged because you're sitting around chair broke. You ain't got no money. You ain't got no money yet.
No.
Build up some equity. You'll get some money though, because y'all are gifted. This generation is very, very gifted. Y'all got a lot of information, but wisdom will teach y'all what to do with that information. Without wisdom, y'all jacked. Now you ain't got no common sense. Now you can't reason. Now you can't protect yourself.
Can't do anything.
Yeah.
You can't reason.
You'll do anything. And we can't have you out here that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a beautiful thing now.
Yeah. This was a good episode.
Yeah,
A lot of good advice and good answers.
Yeah.
I learned a little something.
You learned how to do a thing?
Yeah. I learned a little bit more about you.
Because we're going to do a thing. We'd like to do.
Yes, we're doers. A little bit about you and your creativity.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was an honor.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
No, the honor is mine. Is that what
all
you
yours.
say?
I insist. It's all mine.
Yeah.
Thank you all. So stay tuned for our next episode. Thank you again for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody, we must be one. Everybody, we must be one.